Imagine the grandeur of a European National Day. Flags waving, choirs singing, royal families lined in dazzling uniforms and dresses, each step measured, each gesture symbolic. Now imagine something different. Among the Belgian royals, two unexpected figures appear: Spain's Princess Leonor and Denmark's Prince Christian. Young, radiant, standing shoulder to shoulder with Belgium's Crown Princess Elizabeth, in a moment that feels like history breathing. This is not just another royal appearance. This is a glimpse into the future of Europe's monarchy. What does it mean when the heirs of Spain, Denmark, and Belgium gather in one place, not for duty alone, but with unmistakable emotion? Why is this National Day not just a celebration for Belgium, but a signal for all of Europe? Let's dive into the layers of this extraordinary moment, its symbols, its emotions, and its lasting implications. The Belgian National Day has always been one of the continent's most ceremonious events. Every July, Brussels becomes a stage for tradition and pride. Military parades, national hymns, heartfelt speeches, it is a day when the monarchy reaffirms its bond with the people. But in 2025, that bond carried new meaning. Because this time, Belgium's future queen did not stand alone. She stood alongside her closest European peers. Princess Leonor of Spain and Prince Christian of Denmark were there, creating a tableau that stunned the world. Why them? Why now? To answer that, we must understand the ties that link these young royals together. Europe's monarchies are often seen as distant, but behind closed palace doors, they are deeply connected. They attend the same gatherings, share private friendships, and grow up under the same weight of destiny. Princess Elizabeth of Belgium, Leonor of Spain, and Christian of Denmark form part of an extraordinary generational shift, the heirs who will define royalty for the 21st century. For Princess Leonor, this moment was especially symbolic. Just months after anchoring her role in Asturias, she steps onto Belgian soil not just as Spain's heir, but as a royal adult ready to represent her nation abroad. Cameras captured her walking alongside Elizabeth, the two exchanging subtle smiles, their presence radiant yet grounded. For the Spanish public, it was an emotional sight. Leonor, once the shy schoolgirl seen at ceremonies, now confidently embodying her role before international eyes. And what of Prince Christian? Denmark's young heir has long carried his nation's hopes with quiet dignity. His presence in Brussels was both diplomatic and personal. Observers noted his closeness with Elizabeth, a bond formed over years of shared duties and private exchanges. Yet when Christian greeted Leonor, the crowd's reaction was palpable. Applause, gasps, the murmurs of spectators sensing something beyond protocol. Because this was more than a royal gathering. It was a tableau of friendship, duty, and unspoken possibility. The sight of Leonor, Christian, and Elizabeth together was a symbol of unity in an era when monarchy itself faces constant scrutiny. Let's pause here. Why does this matter? Why does one appearance on a Belgian holiday resonate across Europe? Because monarchy today survives not on grandeur alone, but on connection. The public needs to feel that their royals are not relics but living symbols of identity, service, and even hope. Seeing three heirs together, each young, each modern, each willing to step forward, created a moment of reassurance. A whisper that perhaps the future is safe. For the Belgians, the emotional weight was doubled. Princess Elizabeth has long been cherished as the daughter of King Philippe and Queen Matilda, but seeing her with her peers elevated her beyond the national stage. Suddenly, she was not just Belgium's princess, she was a European leader in waiting. When she stood between Leonor and Christian during the anthem, the symbolism was impossible to ignore, a triangle of power, unity, and destiny. But beneath the ceremony lies the human story. Leonor is just 19. Christian, barely 20. Elizabeth, 24. They are young adults shouldering centuries of tradition. The smiles they exchanged were not only regal but personal. The subtle glances, the whispers during the march, these were the gestures of friends, not just royals. And it is precisely this humanity that moved the crowd to tears. The emotional climax came during the cathedral service. As hymns filled the vaulted ceilings, cameras lingered on the trio. Leonor bowing her head in reflection, Christian glancing toward Elizabeth with quiet pride, Elizabeth herself holding back visible emotion. For many, it was a reminder that these heirs, often portrayed as distant icons, feel the same emotions as any young person: nervousness, joy, even the weight of expectation pressing on their shoulders. And yet, beyond the emotion, the politics were clear. This was a deliberate gesture of unity among Europe's monarchies. In a time when some question the relevance of crowns, when scandals and controversies threaten their stability, the sight of heirs standing together sends a message: the institution endures, renewed through youth, solidarity, and shared purpose. What does this mean for the future? For Spain, it means Leonor's role is expanding faster than expected. No longer confined to national ceremonies, she is stepping onto the international stage with confidence. For Denmark, it reaffirms Christian's growing visibility as he prepares to take on more duties beside his mother, Crown Princess Mary. And for Belgium, it cements Elizabeth's image not only as heir but as a central figure among Europe's next generation of monarchs. But what of the whispers, the speculation? Were Leonor and Christian's interactions simply formal, or something more? Observers noted the warmth in their exchange, sparking debates across Spain, Denmark, and beyond. Social media lit up with images of the pair, side by side, their chemistry undeniable. Could this signal a closer bond between the two, political, personal, or perhaps both? The curiosity lingers, unanswered, fueling fascination long after the ceremonies ended. As the day concluded, the royal families waved from the palace balcony. Fireworks lit the sky, the crowds cheered, and yet the image burned into memory was not the pyrotechnics but the heirs themselves. Three young royals, smiling, waving, embodying not just continuity but renewal. This was not just Belgium's national day. It was a European moment. A moment that told millions watching that the future of monarchy is not only secure but vibrant, emotional, and deeply human. So when history looks back on this national day in 2025, what will it see? Not just tradition, but transformation. Not just protocol, but friendship. Not just heirs, but leaders in the making. Leonor, Christian, and Elizabeth, three names that together signal the beginning of a new royal era. And as the world watches, one truth becomes undeniable. The crown does not wait for age. The future does not arrive quietly. It announces itself, in smiles, in gestures, in moments like this. A national day in Belgium. A gathering of heirs. And the stirring of a new chapter for Europe's royalty.